Today on Drawbli,
we're looking at the art of Ngan Pham.
now I've actually sculpted one of this artist's characters before.
You sculpted their girl with like all these braided, like this big hair. It's really cute.
Big hair, big glasses,
I don't have
lots
an image
of
of her.
That's okay, that's okay.
But we are going to look at some other really cool images by this artist that are so cute. They really strike this beautiful little cozy cottage cartoon core. Not cartoon, but you'll see what I mean.
Cartoon core. I love cartoon core.
Yeah. Look at this. I mean, we start here with this.
Oh my god, I love the like polygonal faceting on the ants. That's so fun.
Isn't that so cute?
They feel 3D.
Yeah, we've got both kind of like a visual delight here and a storytelling element, which is super fun.
This mushroom with like the anti-ant badge on his shoulder.
Yeah, like the exterminator somehow, but I don't know the full story, but he has surrendered. He's got the white flag.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on, but I'd love to know more.
I will say that there is a reference to that drill anime. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but he's got the character's glasses on his face there.
This is a really cute one. It feels like a self-portrait of painting outside with the sun shining through the hat.
Yeah, this is actually something I would love to try, doing a self-portrait with like a mirror or something. That would be really fun.
Yeah, I've tried that when I was younger. I did it with like pencil, and it was very fun. But
that's the vibe I get here, is what they did.
Yeah, it's really, really cute. I love their style. I like the white eyelashes too. That's really fun. Yeah. And I like the simple apron this character is wearing, or overalls with like the splash of blue and orange on it.
Yeah, I love how they do a lot of like kind of hard surface, like polygonal looking stuff a lot. I don't see as much of that here in this piece, but next time I see it, I want to point it out because it is super cool how they blend all these different styles.
I love the way they've handled the lighting in this scene too, with the glowing soft forms on the ground, casting light up onto this puffy black jacket, which is really delightfully blurred out as we get a little bit farther away from the face of the character.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's a nice effect. And I love the glowing at the bottom.
Yeah, the way things are blurred out as they get even a little bit farther away really helps this feel a lot more three-dimensional.
Ooh, I love this. I'm a sucker for cool silhouettes, and this one is super cool as soon as I see this. And I love the like spectral fox character. Ooh, what is it like? What is going on here? Because this fox character is like crying.
I don't know. I love these untold stories that we don't get to really know too much about, but we know there's something really important and passionate going on here.
Anytime I see something like this with like a super striking silhouette, immediately I'm like, oh, I want to sculpt that. So cool. Yeah, such cool shapes, such cool forms. I love it. Like this is another really good example, that like really strong silhouette. Also the fact that it's just like a little seed popping off a tree and floating down.
It's so cute. I love the concept, and I love the angle of this whole composition looking slightly up. And then the propellers. I love how well lit the propellers are too. The lighting, choices for such simplified forms, the lighting is always on point in all of these images.
Anytime someone takes an inanimate object and turns it into a character, I'm like 100% in. I will love it, whatever it is.
This is something they actually did for a game.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, this kind of looks familiar conceptually.
Yeah, I think you're playing as a fish in a sealed fish bowl that's like rolling around and doing things.
Super monkey ball style, but super fish ball.
And I haven't heard of that, but yeah, for sure. And what I like about this is all the intricacies of the glass fish bowl, what we're seeing through that, how we're looking at the fish through the bowl, how the fish is like half in shadow and half in light. There's so much happening just in this bowl area.
And all the refracted forms, like the car warping in the background. Super cool. Yeah, glass, I've talked about before on Drawbli, is, in my opinion, one of the most difficult materials to render. And there's so many different ways you can go about it, and it's just so cool to see.
Yeah, I thought this image was cute, and it's actually based off of a story or something that the artist saw happen.
Oh, really?
Where
they're releasing the fish.
The children were begging their parents to buy them these fish at somewhere. And They beg and the parents finally give in and buy the fish. And immediately the little girl turns around and releases them all, which is the cutest thing. I love that. What a sweet and pure impulse.
That is amazing.
To be like, of course I want to let the fish go. So cute.
I do love that. That is super cool. Ooh, what do we got going on here? Ariato something. Tomori Town City. I don't remember.
I don't know, but I like how, we're clearly traveling because common to anybody's experience in Japan, you are lugging a big suitcase along with you as you go.
That is a feeling that I remember quite painfully.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although we were able to avoid it a surprising amount of the time through their different luggage transport services. So
yeah, if you ever do a trip where you have to carry luggage around, definitely look into luggage transportation. It's typically not that expensive and 100% worth it.
Yes, it was totally worth it.
That aside though, I just love this scene and like how peaceful and serene it is.
I like how we're in the shade here looking out onto the beautiful sunny field.
This is cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, also, she is like dying.
Well, she is the woman in the portrait.
Yeah, I got that. But is she a ghost or is I thought she was at first looking at her younger self, but now I clearly see the sword stabbed through her chest.
I think if I recall from the caption, there's something about how the painting has recently been restored, and so she's grateful that her painting has been restored.
Interesting.
But she is definitely a ghost.
Definitely.
Yes, with the sword still through her heart.
Will you be a ghost when you die?
Probably.
Will you haunt me?
No, I got other things I gotta do.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Ghost things.
I'm a busy ghost.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, can't pin me down. This image is just unique and cool. It's kind of like a Halloween meets Cupid.
It's got a lot of flat elements to it with this bird beak mask going on. Very cool.
Yeah, it's like a gold filigree bird skull. I don't know what's happening, but I like it. This is just cute. I like the fun and action of it, of this little character with this teapot just flying off the back of the rabbit.
Yeah, I love this so much. This feels a lot more sketchy as well. I personally love getting to see the lines in the finished painting. You can see a lot of them here on the character. That's kind of my preferred style, although I often start painting on top of my lines later like a maniac, but
yes,
this is so nice.
Definitely done that a number of times. This is cute. There's a lot of like emotion and story here.
Yeah.
Definitely feels like one of those caretaker tropes genre where you have, like the older character taking care of the little character.
Yeah, but we have this, old robot who is also a warrior. You've got this cool sword. Also, like the design of all these elements is super cool. I'm a big fan. But then you can see he's missing a leg. He's repairing his arm, all this stuff, and she's clearly very worried about it.
She's very worried about him.
Oh, whoa, this is cool.
Yeah, there's a lot happening here. We have this squirrel up in the top left that's about to shoot an arrow at the fox for attacking his friend.
But then the owl is just like, it's cool, it's whatever.
The owl's like, I'm a bird of prey, but pray tell why I should attack.
I feel like if you took the animals away from the storytelling, I would still love this image because there's so much cool texture and brush strokes and stuff going on there, and then all the shape language over here with these branches is amazing.
Not to mention the beautiful angle of the tree. That's such a striking and unique angle to use a tree in.
Genuinely, this is like one of my favorite artworks I've seen from this artist, and that's saying a lot because I really like their character work.
This is a story piece where she's telling the story of this clumsy little girl dancer whose mother always told her the god of dance will help you.
Oh.
And so we see the god of dance, helping this clumsy little dancer. They're the artist's words, not mine. I thought this was cool. I don't usually think of these kinds of fish as warrior fish. That's not how they show up in like
they typically
nature
look
shows.
Kind of a little dumb.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Yeah, so this take on that is really, it fits with this warrior element here.
Yeah, I like the shape language in this character's anatomy as well. Anytime you push anatomical form, it's super cool. Like these big, thick, muscular legs that are kind of like misproportioned to the like scale of the torso and head.
Yeah.
It feels super cool.
This image is really dark for what we've seen from this artist so far.
Also, different style.
Yeah, it's interesting. We feel like we're seeing, the artist kind of change their own form over time. And then I figured we'd end on this image. You have shown this image to me in the past.
I have. There's a whole series of images and animations with this.
Yeah, I thought it was too cute not to include, even though I'm certain we've looked at this image together before, just in our own lives.
Yeah.
Because I love the toast. I love this purple blanket across the table. Like, there's so much in this one that I really like. But
do you love the giant eyeball looking in through the window?
That's why we do this, because I didn't even notice that the first 5-10 times I've looked at this picture.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've looked at the full story for this character, but she is either a librarian or she just loves books, one of the two. But yeah, there's a ton more over on their art station at the link below. Definitely go check out more of their artwork.
And if you want to be a librarian, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
And this is the part where we say,
Goomba.
Goomba.